So in this video I want to look at the accommodation theory. This theory was developed by the linguist Howard Giles in the 1970s. Now what this basically looks at, the theory looks at how a speaker accommodates another speaker. So in other words, how can a speaker either come closer to another speaker or go away in terms of kind of distance himself in terms of linguistics. So if they come closer to another speaker, this is called convergence, and this is done by basically if one speaker starts speaking formally, then the other speaker who did initially speak informally suddenly changes and speaks formally back. They accommodate the other speakers the way they speak, or and they change the way they speak so that they can come closer to another speaker. Now there's two types of convergence, there's downward and there's upward. So downward convergence, this is not as popular as upward convergence, that's more popular. So downward convergence is, let's say in an office they're all working class people, and suddenly somebody who has got a royal pronunciation is recruited. So when he comes to work, maybe he tones down his accent, or he attempts to change the way he speaks to a way a working class person speaks to accommodate the rest of the people. So that's an example of downward convergence. Whereas upward convergence, which is more kind of likely, if we have in a firm an interviewer and he's got a royal pronunciation, and he decides to interview someone for a job, but that someone's only got a regional accent, a Scottish accent, but this is happening in London. So maybe he'll tone down his accent, attempt to speak with the royal pronunciation to try and accommodate the interviewer who's speaking to him. Now, the reason why convergence is important, because on one hand they show cooperation, but on the other hand they give birth to implied meanings. We'll look at implied meanings in a minute because I want to talk a bit about divergence. Now, divergence is the opposite. Now, this is when unconsciously or consciously. When it's consciously, it becomes more interesting because then implied meanings are really, there. So either unconsciously or consciously, the speaker might exaggerate their accent, or they might speak more royal pronunciation, or on purpose they might speak more formally even though people are speaking unformally to them. And if they're doing it, if they're exaggerating the accent, maybe it's to assert regional loyalty and identity. Maybe if they're continuing speaking formally, it's to show power. Well, why is it done? So that's more the implied meanings bit I thought we'll come on to. And if both participants either start speaking the same, then it's called mutual convergence. That's like pure cooperation, because they both adapt a little bit, meet in the halfway line to accommodate each other's linguistic identity. Now, the reason why I'm saying about implied meanings, we already talked about when they diverge, then you can have loads of implied meaning. Why are they on purpose making themselves distance from the other speaker? Why? Is it to do with asserting power, regional loyalty, identity? I have no idea. It could be for any reason, but I do have an idea though if it was on a piece of paper, because it depends on the fundamental thing, pragmatics, context. Whereas if it's convergence, right? So as we looked at upward convergence, maybe that happens because, or actually even downward convergence, both forms of convergence, do they happen because the speaker is feeling unsure about themselves, or do they actually want to be very cooperative? Why did they do that? And this is particularly important, I think, with language and technology, because with emails, you'll see it'll start formally and then you'll get, I don't know, to the fifth email. This is from general experience. Somebody will respond back informally. Maybe they'll write a lol in. And then you will start responding to that person more informally. You're converging towards that person, showing cooperation. But if that person's wrote lol, have a nice, I really enjoyed, haha, emoticon, and really informal, and you reply saying, Yes, it is a nice day, but maybe you're doing that to show your power because you can't show it, so let's say super segmental features through the email. So that's why this accommodation theory is really important. I hope this video has helped, and would you please visit my blog for more information, rate, comment and subscribe. Thank you.